Good morning.
Good morning.
I thought nobody was going to come.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. And you?
Good, thanks. Yeah, it's not too early. 11 o'clock's okay.
Yeah.
Did you go out last night?
No, I went to my aunt's house, so, but not that late. So,
Yeah, right. You didn't go out with friends and drink and dance all night long.
no, no.
Do you go out much?
A little bit. But I went like on Thursday to my friend's house, so just today I didn't come home for the whole day. I was really tired, so.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay. So are you in Valencia?
Yes, I'm not in the city, in a town.
What town?
Lydia?
Ah, okay. Yes, I live in Valencia as well, so I know a little bit the different towns around. But where do you go to university?
Eh, Politécnica de Valencia.
So do you commute every day?
Yeah, I go there every day.
Car or by?
By the subway, but it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
an hour and a half, so
Wow, yeah. So what do you do on the train every day?
just talk to other people and I don't know.
From your university, obviously, not strangers on the train that you try to talk with.
Yeah, from here,
Okay,
but they go to their classes too, so
okay.
not just strangers.
No, only crazy giddies do that, like me.
If someone, like when I'm alone, if someone comes and talk to me, it's like, okay.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
So I love your accent. It's so like Valley Girl Californian. It's fabulous. Where did you say you spent time in America?
Um, what? Sorry.
Where
Like
where where in America did you say that you spent time?
in Arlington, it's next to Washington, D.C.
Ah, because yeah, like I said, your accent's like from the East Coast.
Yeah, because I see like a lot of American shows and I don't know.
Ah, uh-huh, okay. So you might pick it up from there. And
Yeah.
what were people in Arlington like?
Nice.
Yeah? Just nothing like
Yeah, I don't know.
nothing different.
No,
Just
it
normal
was
people.
different because I
Ah,
I was used to go to school here in a like private school kind of and with uniforms and like and then I was going to a public school there and it was like if they wanted to go like with a costume of princess, they just dress like that or with their
are you
pajamas.
serious?
I was like, okay, pajamas or whatever, and I was like, okay, normal. Yeah, and my
Wow.
uncle is American, and I said like, oh my God, they're so weird because it was weird for me. I mean, and
Yeah.
he got mad from saying that because he was like, they're
Crazy.
not weird, they're different, and it's normal for them and all that. I don't know.
Crazy, crazy. That's insane. That really is just that's it's yeah, that's weird.
I couldn't go. I was used to go with my uniform every day and everyone with the same clothes. And if I don't know. And then I came here and I went to a public school here because it was like I didn't want to go back to my private school. So I went to a public school here, but I think if someone went with their pajamas, they would be like, "Oh my God, you have problems in your house or something." And in America, they were
Right, totally.
crazy. yeah, like I don't want to dress. Okay, I go with my pajamas to school. Yeah, normal.
Okay. It would be interesting to study that kind of a society because uh, there's so many things like if you try to be accepted into your group. You can't be accepted into a group if you wear a princess costume. Like,
I swear, there were like two girls with princess costumes, and I was like, okay. Or
right.
what was I saw. I was in my math class one day. This guy, he was like with a water bottle or something,
Yeah, water bottle. Yeah.
drink, and he was like, "Oh my God, let me get in, or my dog will pee you." And I was like, "What?" And he just picked up the bottle, and he was like, I don't know. It was really weird for me. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Right. I wonder if it's more of an individualist culture. So people don't try to conform to the group because they focus more on themselves than on the group.
Yeah, I think that's that. Yes.
Yeah, it really is. I know in New Zealand, but then there's also that idea of, the cool group and the not cool group in America. And I thought everyone tried to get into the cool group, so everyone wanted to be sort of like them.
Oh.
I don't know. That sounds like there's a lot of pressure. If you act like that, I don't know. I would have no idea. It
Or
would
this
have to be
girl with
studied.
a lunch bag in her whole was in a lunch bag like all the day, and I was like, that's like not normal. Oh my God. With this
Take that
whole
lunch bag off your head.
yeah, and no one like the teacher, she didn't say like, oh my God, that's not
Get
normal.
that stupid thing off your head. Yeah.
She was like with holes in her eyes, and then she was wearing a ponytail, so a hole there, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Wow. I would love to study that. I would love to study that because they also have the best of everything. So they have the best scientists, the best movies, the best military. They have the best, but then they also have these strange people that come from it. Like they have real extremes. What a fascinating culture.
I
What
like
what a you and were you happy to come home after that, or did you feel quite liberated in that sort of a society?
it was good, but I had to come back at
Yeah.
some point, like I don't
Yeah.
know.
Did you feel like you could do that as well? Did you ever feel like
Yeah, like there was
dressing
like
up as a man or?
this Spirit Week thing, and like every day you were supposed to dress as a something. So on
Okay.
Monday I had to wear my pajamas, and but like I changed and I put on like a clean pajamas because
Right, yes, it was a costume. It wasn't your smelly night pajamas.
it was the third week of school. So my aunt was like, "Oh my God, you're really gonna do it? And what if it's a joke or something?" Because she didn't trust them. She was like, "You're gonna go," and I'm like, "Yes, I don't know, maybe." Yeah, yeah, classy day or yeah,
Ah, okay, right. So they have their okay. That's so American.
yeah.
Um, and did you feel like liberated when you did that, or would you feel free, or would you just feel stupid?
No, normal. I don't know, normal.
Okay.
Like a little bit stupid, but yeah.
Because fancy dress parties are fun for that reason. You go as somebody else, so you can sort of act like that persona. You can be somebody else, and that's fun.
But it was
But
different, and I wanted to try it. So yeah.
yeah. And did you study there? So were you like doing the exams and handing
Yeah.
in the?
Yes.
And you said the level was easy.
Yeah, it was easy, like because I already done all that thing in Spanish, so I learned English basically. Like I already knew that from Spain, so I just had to learn the words in English, and yeah, like
Okay.
I don't know.
But it wasn't like you didn't find it a very high level. You didn't find it
No,
very difficult, or.
no, I
No.
didn't.
And what do Americans think of Spanish people, or what's their stereotype?
Mm, football, soccer, or whatever it's called. Yeah, and
So that
mm,
you're all crazy about football.
yes, like I don't know.
Were they
Part
interested? Did they say like, "Oh, where are you?" Did they ask you questions about Spain? Were they interested
but
in your food or culture?
you're from Madrid or Barcelona, and I was like, oh my God, we have like this whole country. Like
40
it's
million people.
yeah, yeah. It's not as big as the US, but it's like I don't know, something else that two cities.
Yeah. The US is enormous.
Yeah, and some of them were like, oh, I know someone from Barcelona called Maria. Do you know her? And I was like, okay, I know the whole Spain, so yeah.
Okay. And it's just amazing because you've got such a good accent. I really feel like you know the culture really, really well.
I don't know, a little bit. It was like only a year. I mean, I would like to spend more time there. I like it. Yeah.
Where would you want to visit?
I want to go to the East Coast,
Okay.
but this summer I'm trying to go to my aunt's house again to
Right.
eat or something. Yeah.
And would you want to work there, or would you just what would you do if you are able to go again?
I'm gonna like babysit, like not. I'm gonna
Cool.
be a nanny for two
Oh,
weeks,
wicked. Wicked,
and
wicked.
the other 2 weeks just hang around with my friends and
Cool.
our mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you still keep in touch with your friends you made?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And what? So you're completely bilingual as well. I mean, you've got the two strongest languages in the world. That's going to really help you in the future.
I hope.
What are you studying?
Mm, electrical engineering.
Ah, so you'll be fine. You're not going to have any problems. You can go to Saudi Arabia and earn millions and millions and millions of dollars with Spanish, English, and engineering. You'll be fine. What's electrical engineering like? Is it really difficult to study, or do
But
you?
some of them like are hard for me, and the teachers, oh my God. It's
What?
but it's
Good
a,
or bad? The teachers.
well, they
You said the teachers. Sorry.
learn like really fast things, and
Uh,
it's hard for me to reach them up. So
uh, yeah. What year are you in?
first,
Okay. And how's it going so far?
good.
Okay. Good.
The first semester I have 4 classes passed, but 2 of them are like mm, for the whole year, so I don't have the grade yet. So all
Right.
of them, basically. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. You've got if you've got those three things, because the future looks pretty difficult for a lot of people, but if you've got that, you'll be okay. And so in America, speaking about the future, what do people do? Do they sound, because you know when you talk to people in Spain, people are pretty uh, the future looks pretty bad, and people are pretty worried about things. Do you get that same feeling in America when you talk to people? Do they sound optimistic about things, or
I
what do
don't
they
think they
say about?
I don't think they talk about the future that much. Like not that much. Like
And
I didn't know what my friends were gonna study till they're gonna go to the university. Like yeah, it was I don't know different. No one asked you or yeah, we didn't talk about that. Like
right, it wasn't important.
no, I don't think so.
Do they talk about politics a lot?
Yeah, but not for the from the future. Nothing like here in Spain. Everyone asks you like, what are you gonna study before you go to university and things like that.
Yeah.
But like nothing.
It's important, but they're not.
Yeah, they're not concerned about anything, I think.
Okay, hold on just 2 seconds because we've got 2 people trying to join and I don't know who they are.
Okay.
So, well, I've got a strange person here that I don't know. Ah, there we go, Lucy.
Sorry, I overslept.
That is not a
everybody?
problem. Good.
Where
We're
is
talking-
everybody?
Right, good question. Yes, someone else is trying to join, but I don't know if they're part of the group. We're talking about the States, America,
Okay.
because Ursula spent a year there, so
Yeah.
I was picking her brain about that. And the last question, Ursula, so are Americans very worried about, or do they talk a lot about politics?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
International politics or national politics?
More national, I think.
Okay. And religion? Is religion a big topic of discussion?
No.
No? Because they're a very religious country, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, but not that much. Like,
I suppose it depends where you are in America.
yeah, I think so.
Where were you? Where did you live?
In Arlington, it's next to Washington, D.C.
Okay, cool.
Tell her about the lunch bag.
Yeah. A day there was this girl with a lunch bag in her head. Like, her head was
Going
in
to school.
lunch bag, and she was like the whole day going around like that with holes in her eyes. And she was wearing a ponytail, so she was a ponytail, and no one was saying nothing to her. Like, no, the teachers didn't say like, "Oh my God, take out that from your head" or something. Nothing. Just like,
Did you ever find out why?
no.
Just
That's a good question.
Just because.
Like my aunt, she used to tell me like, one day if you see something like that, just stop them and ask them why. But I'm just so shy.
Yeah, well, you don't know how someone like that will react, so it's probably best that you stay away.
Me?
And
It didn't catch on then. It didn't become a trend.
All right. Yes, but perhaps
You
they're
could have,
trying
like,
to.
8 people with bags on their heads the next day, and then by the end of the week, whole school's doing it.
That would be like she would go, "Damn, I didn't want that." So people used to go dressed up as princesses as well to her school.
Okay.
With their pajamas too. And a friend, like, he was wearing one day my friend a pajama, and I asked him because it was like normal, and he told me like, "Oh, I didn't feel like dressing up today," and I was like, "Oh yeah, normal."
To be fair, that happens. That happens at uni sometimes. People turn up in pajamas,
No
like pajama
way.
bottoms and a t-shirt. Yeah, because they've spent all night in the library, cramming, and they turn up to lectures in
pajamas.
pajama bottoms and UGG boots. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It doesn't happen in Spain. Like, that was like, he has a problem in her. I don't know.
Well, I did a year of a different course at the University of Manchester, and then swapped languages at a smaller university that's also in Manchester. And when I was at Uni of, I was doing engineering, and the dress code is, tracky bottoms and Crocs if you can't find anything else. People turn up in flip-flops, pajama bottoms, running shorts because they've just been for a run, and then they come into lecture like stinking. And then at this other university, people get up at 5 to curl their hair and wear false eyelashes to class and stuff like that.
Wow.
It's such a difference.
Okay, we talk about different cultures in different countries, but yeah, there's
Into uni culture gap.
Okay, and is one private and one public, or is there?
No,
I
they're
mean,
both
is there any
public.
economic?
No, well, Manchester University is it's a rich university, but
Right.
it's open to everyone.
Right.
It gets a lot more funding and things, and I don't know, you generally get more money at better universities, don't you? That's where the
Right.
money congregates.
Right.
So,
Right.
Daddy bought my place at university. Daddy
Oh
made the
no.
donation. It still works like that
Okay.
over here. It's
Well,
done
el
very
enchufe,
quietly, but it does still work like that.
el enchufe, we complain about that a lot here in Spain, but I think it's certainly an international thing. Like that really, yeah, it happens in every country. The only difference, I guess, here is that people talk about it more.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
But
it's
imagine
not very
America.
yeah. Well, America, at least they're honest about it. I think they're
Right.
more open about it. All their universities are private anyway, so you have done money anyway,
Right.
and then I think they're more open about the fact that, well, if you decide to build another wing on this university, then we will look favourably towards your kid.
Right. Right. Yeah, but I guess that like for in a lot of the Ivy League universities, they do go on about how it's prestigious because of they only accept the most intelligent people and their exams are very difficult. But really, yeah, there's a lot of, like you said, like a lot of that if you build the wing. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
also, if you have more money, you can afford a better education. I mean, that people are taking steps to change that at the moment, and certainly in this country, it's getting a lot better. But the
Yeah.
fact
So
is,
that wasn't there a fee increase recently?
yeah, yeah. I think that's more because our glorious leader has, in his wisdom, cut most of the funding to universities,
Yeah.
and so
Mm.
they went from charging what I think is about €5,000 a year to about €12,000 a year in one go. There was no steady increase, and because I changed universities, I went from one fee band to another fee band.
Oh, you jumped
I
up.
jumped. I managed to negotiate my way back down again.
Oh, wow.
Found some quite handy administrative errors, which said I didn't drop out. I finished the year, so
Excellent.
I'm back on the old band. But
Oh,
everybody else in my year group is paying €12,000 a year.
yeah, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. I
They've
mean, whether
they've cut funding to the Erasmus now as well. I have to pay about €3,000 for my Erasmus mobility. I'm only there for half a term because I'm going to Chile for half a year, so I'm paying a third of my annual fees. No, half of my annual fees to go to another university for half a year.
yeah, that's a lot.
I'm going to go do something very English and grab my cup of tea that's been brewing outside, so I'll be back in a couple of seconds.
All right. How are you and tea? Do you drink a lot of tea?
Me?
Yeah.
Coffee. Yeah.
Coffee. A lot of coffee?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm both. So there you go. That shows my double citizenship. Okay. What was the food like in the States? Sorry, I keep asking you all about the States. I must be a pain.
No, it's okay. Everyone asked me, and it's like I'm used
What
to
was
it.
what was the food like?
Mm, different.
Very politically correct.
I mean, like there was a lot of fast food and things, but in my aunt, she's from Spain, so she tried to cook me like Spanish food sometimes, like kind of Spanish food. Because for example, like lentejas, they don't eat lentejas.
Oh no. Oh
No.
yes, they have lentil salads, don't they? They eat it in a.
So she tried to cook me like lentejas, Spanish ones.
And how did it turn out?
I don't know. My uncle, he's American, but he's from like Pakistan.
Okay.
Like her parents are. So he loves Indian food. So we used to eat like a lot of spicy food, Indian,
Yeah.
all that.
Curries.
And school, like, I don't know, not.
Did you eat at the canteen at school?
I used to bring my lunch, but a sandwich or something, like, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Oh,
and I had cooking class.
okay. What do they teach? Do they teach nutrition or do they teach you how to cook?
Both things, yeah.
Okay.
But in the cooking part, like, it was like international cuisine or whatever.
Okay.
And one day it was Spanish food, and they were cooking like paella, but it was like they were mixing seafood and chicken, the paella, and like it was really weird for me. Like,
It's not right.
They asked me like, "Oh, do you make it like this in Spain?" And it was like, "No." And I say like, "Chicken. We put in the paella chicken and rub it." And they were like, "Rub it? That's like if you ate your dog." And it was like, "No, it's not the same thing as Spain."
Do they not eat rabbit in the States then?
No.
That's weird.
It's like
Not in New Zealand either. In New Zealand,
Really?
my sister's children started to cry when I took them to El Mercado Central, and I said, "Let's rabbit," and you eat rabbit in the paella, and they started crying. I was like,
Aww.
"Oh, stop
like
it!"
they were looking at me as if I was crazy from saying that you eat a rabbit, and it was like, "Oh my God, you eat rabbit like every
Yeah.
Sunday?" And I was like, "Yes, I eat them."
That's weird.
Yeah, they see rabbits like pets, even though
Yeah,
they're
like
rodents.
a dog or yeah.
We have both. We eat tons of rabbit, but there's tons of pet rabbits around as well.
Yeah.
Okay, my father called my rabbit Stew.
That's amazing.
He named him. I wonder if rabbits weren't so good looking, if we'd have the same attitude towards rabbits, if they weren't so cute.
I think cows are adorable.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. You're not vegetarian, are you?
No. I like bacon far too much to be a vegetarian.
I would like to go vegetarian. I think it would be like healthy.
I don't eat a lot of meat anymore. My flatmate's vegetarian, and
Okay.
I can't get through like a packet of bacon on my own before it goes off. So I
can't.
haven't eaten meat since I moved back in after Christmas. Really, like I'll have it in a sandwich. I'll buy a sandwich with chicken in it, but I don't buy meat anymore.
Right, yeah, to cook
And it does make you feel a lot lighter.
'Cause sometimes meat just makes you feel so
Red meat
lethargic.
does, weigh you down and clog you up. But corn, I don't know if you have corn in Spain. I think they'd look at it as an atrocity, like the French would. What is this? Pretend meat? Ugh. But it's really good. It's cheaper than meat, and it's a good substitute, and it tastes really good.
I've never tried it. Do you know what corn is, Andrea?
Ursula. No.
Sorry, Ursula, sorry.
No, I don't know what that is.
It's like canned meat.
Canned?
No, Lucy? What is
No,
it
I
like?
think you're thinking of like Spam or something.
No, I'm thinking of corned beef.
Oh, right. No, corn with a Q.
I've not heard of that.
Yeah, it's like a type of fungus. That doesn't sound very good. It's like a type of mushroom that's
Sounds
it's
better.
got like an aubergine texture almost. That's quite meaty.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste of anything, but it absorbs everything you put into it. So you can have it in a mince kind of style, or in like cubes, like you would cut chicken up, and you can cook it like spaghetti bolognese with corn in. It still tastes like everything that you've put in it, but it's not anywhere near as fatty.
Okay, and it's made from mushrooms.
Yeah,
So
it's some sort
can it
of
be used as a substitute for meat? Has it got the iron that meat has?
yeah, it's got the right amount of protein and stuff in it.
Oh wow! Okay,
And you can freeze
I'm
it, and it
interested.
just lasts forever and ever and ever.
I'm really interested. I'm going to look into that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like
I
you
had
said
no
about
idea
baby
you guys
science.
didn't have it.
No, never even heard of it. And I fancy myself quite a foodie.
But like tofu,
Obviously. Yeah, is it like tofu?
Sort of. It's got a similar texture to like well-cooked tofu, not that weird
Yeah,
slimy stuff that you
slimy.
get if you
Yeah.
don't quite do it right.
Like I do it. I could never
we
get
had
tofu right,
we
ever.
had a small tofu experiment here, and it went horribly, horribly wrong.
I know.
Um, yeah, it's almost like. Have you ever had those really cheap sausages that are
Yeah.
mainly breadcrumbs? It's that kind of texture,
Okay.
but not as gross.
Yeah, well. Okay. I'm going to try that. I'm going to next exchange, I'll tell you all about it.
If
If
you
I
can
find
find
it.
it.
Yeah.
Might have to
I'm
get someone to
gonna-
post it to you.
Well, it's not. I'm in a very small town next to Valencia called
Okay.
Benifayó, and
Oh, I've heard of that. I think
have you?
we have an Erasmus exchange with them.
No, there's no university here.
No?
No.
Maybe a similar sounding town.
Yeah, no, there's really not a lot here. There's a factory that makes a lot
Great.
of noise and a lot of smell pollution as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah, no, there's. My boyfriend is a teacher, and he is with the. He's a civil servant, so he gets posted around the Valencian community. So we get to experience lots of small little towns everywhere around. Sometimes it's nice. Like, do you know Ayora, Ursula?
like I think I know where it is, but I have never been there. Yeah.
Okay, so Ayora is, there are 3 lost towns called Ayora, Cofrentes, and
Oh, I know Cofrentes is the one
Yeah.
with the
yeah, with the nuclear power plant. Yeah. So it's in the middle. It's in the very end of the Valencian community, and it is just spectacular. It is so beautiful. Each has got their own castle because they were like
Nice.
one of the one of the original, like one of the oldest towns in Spain. They've all got tunnels underneath all the towns from when the Moors attacked, so that they could escape.
Wow,
Like,
that is
it's
old.
just it's like living in a museum. It was so beautiful, but it was completely isolated. Like the bus that left, because I don't have a car, so there was one bus that went every day, once a day into Valencia, and it took 3 hours to get to Valencia because there were so many curves. And so and the people, obviously, I mean, people have cars and they come and go, but you don't come and go that often when you live so far away. So it was really, there was,
Sounds so isolated.
it was crazy. There's 500 people that live there, so it was 5,000 people, so it's quite
Okay.
small.
Yeah.
And there were like drugs everywhere. Everyone was on drugs the whole time. There
There's
was,
nothing else to do.
I guess so, but everyone was on like cocaine, all this cocaine and booze. And then there was also this weird, like there was obviously this huge marketing campaign in England to get people
Yeah.
to buy land there, because there was also this like small community of English people who were either divorced or, who, I don't know, had some big tragedy back home and decided just to leave it all and go to Ayora. So it was surreal. It was just really weird and beautiful at the same time. There are just some crazy places out there that you never, ever, ever encounter unless you go there. And then also I spent 1 year in Villajoyosa. Do you know Villajoyosa, Ursula?
Mm-hmm.
So it's gorgeous, gorgeous beach, Mediterranean, sort of fisher town, beach town on the coast of the Mediterranean. So I've really seen it all traveling around.
So how long have you been living in Spain for?
I've been here for 10 years.
Wow,
And
okay.
yeah, and I've been doing that with my boyfriend. Well, he's been posted in different places for the last 4 years. So yeah, and So do you know anybody in Chile, Lucy?
I have one guy that I know that came over here for a while that's in Santiago, but apart from that, I have no.
Are you going to try to get in touch with anyone before you go, or are you just going to see how it goes?
I will probably see if I can find anybody on forums and stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe try and organise a flat before I go out there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but I'll work it out.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not until about February. I've got time.
Have you studied anything about sort
Something.
of Chile? Oh, sorry.
Try,
Have
carry
you
on.
studied? Have you studied anything about the Chilean history or the situation at the moment? Or have you studied Chile at all?
Yeah, I've been reading into it. The more I read, the more worried I'm becoming about
Oh, yeah?
moving there. But it's calmed down a
Worried
bit now.
about
Yeah,
what?
well, some really horrific things happened in South America in the 70s, and it's it's different now, but there's
Yeah.
still that because nothing was ever done about it. They all opted for the kind of reconciliation and moving on rather than the hunting down, like the opposite of what happened in Germany, where people were just are still being hunted down and it's all being dragged up again, and nobody's ever really moved past it. It's still this huge, horrific, traumatic thing that happened. Whereas over there, they kind of went, well, we have, a finite number of resources left because half of the capital city's been bombed. We can put our resources into punishing people and imprisoning them and executing them and putting them on trial and spending millions and millions and millions on this, or we can rebuild our city and sort of carry on.
But also, wasn't it, they had an amnesty, didn't they? So they can't imprison any of the military.
Kind of the government that put that in place were the government that committed everything.
Yeah.
And as soon as they were removed from power, that bylaw was taken away. So they can be persecuted.
Oh, they can now. And
Some people have been.
Do you buy the theory that it was all military? So everyone who actually committed any torture or any murder was simply following orders?
That's a hard one, isn't it? You want to think so, but I don't. I'm pretty sure people volunteered their services.
And also another argument is that the communists were killing a lot of the right-wing groups before Pinochet came into power, and he came into power on that. Like, the reason why he mowed them all down was because they were killing before he came in.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is, because the whole operation, it's called Operation Condor.
Yeah.
Every South American government that sort of seized power in a military way, it was financially backed by the states at a time when this sort of communist hysteria was rolling around.
Oh no, hysteria, nothing. We would have all been invaded by Russia if it wasn't for. So communism is an international project. There's no stopping. Like it was either one or the other, and I'm very glad America won.
Really?
Oh yeah, because the other option was Russia. Like it was a win-win. There was no in between.
I don't know. I think it would have, in South America, I think it would have been more diluted than in Russia. Most of the South American, like Allende, wasn't a communist. He was a socialist.
Oh, he was totally communist. He was meeting with Fidel Castro before, like, months on end. They were going that way.
I don't know. I mean, Chile's now a socialist republic.
And very wealthy. Very, very wealthy.
Yeah, they're getting there. They're doing better than Peru and Bolivia and places like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the current system works very well. I think it works better than it did in Russia, but I don't think you can use Russia as a template. Just like you can't say, oh, look at Chernobyl, therefore we shouldn't have nuclear power. because that could happen again. I don't think you can say look at. I mean, okay, thinking of every other communist government I can think of, they're not doing very well. But look at Cuba now. Cuba's sort of very tentatively shuffling towards a half and half where everything is state controlled, but they are very, very slowly letting small businesses
only survive
register.
because of Venezuelan petrol.
Yeah.
There's no way that it couldn't have. I've got no idea about Chile. All I know is that, like you said, it's all coming out again, and it's, I guess you'll be
really, really scary
involved.
stuff happened.
Yeah.
And people committed horrific acts on both sides. And that happened all throughout South America.
Yeah.
And the people that weren't involved, the people that weren't taking up arms, were the ones that, suffered, really.
The means to the end. Hey, Ursula, you're on mute.
Yeah, because my mom is making noise. So.
Oh, okay.
She's getting told off by her mum.
Too much politics.
What are you doing?
Who are your crazy friends talking politics?
Yeah.
So, Chile. So my father's Chilean.
Oh,
He's
really?
from Chile. Yeah.
That's cool.
And he was in the military, but he left.
Am I going to regret what I've just said?
No, not at all. He left in '64. So Pinochet was 72. So he left a lot before that. But a lot of his friends from the militaries are now in prison. And they talk a lot about that. I may have sounded like I have absolutely no side whatsoever. So I was simply arguing the other side just to play devil's advocate. But I'm not. I've got no idea whatsoever. So his friends, a lot of his friends are in prison. But I've been to Chile a couple of times, and Chile is just like in Europe, there's a lot of this feeling with the economic crisis that there's no future and that everything's really dim and in Chile, because things are growing and moving, there's this feeling of hope and optimism, and it's really fantastic. And the beaches are just. Have you heard of Viña del Mar and
Valparaíso and places like that?
Oh my God, it is just amazing, and also it's off the beaten track. Like Europe, anywhere you go in Europe, it's full of tourists, and it's you've seen it. It's been done. Chile is still growing, and I'm so jealous. I'm really really jealous. You're gonna love it, and they have a real. Sorry.
If they come visit, go for it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I can imagine you'll get everyone coming in. Yeah, I mean, there's also the whole poverty thing. And you know that you're going to be in Santiago, aren't you?
Yeah.
So Santiago's got a big pollution problem because it was built in a valle. So the pollution just sits at the top and it can't get out, and that's a bit of an issue. But really, if you can go down south, and because it's long, it's just got everything's beautiful and different. So at the top you've got the desert, and on the bottom you've got
the Chilean Lake District. It sounds incredible. I'm going to be there from January to June, so like heading into their winter, and I've been told I won't be able to get that far south in a car in the winter because the roads just are impossible. So
maybe you can do it at the beginning.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
Plan.
I'm arriving just in time for sort of the Easter season in South America, so that should be pretty good fun.
Excellent.
I don't know how vibrant it is in Santiago actually. Have you ever been there for the sort of Easter period?
No. I went for Christmas.
Okay.
Last time. No, I've not been. And also, a curious little fact: they've got a real sweet tooth. Chileans.
Fantastic.
For some reason they really. So there's loads of, but good pastries like sort of French and English pastries. Thick, rich, well done.
Oh, this just gets better and better and better. I'm gonna be so fat when I come home. Spending a semester in the the Midwest France. in red wine and pastry country, and then I'm moving to Santiago in the middle of red wine and pastry country.
How spectacular.
Oh,
I'm
it's gonna be
so
great.
jealous. Yeah, yeah. And learning at the same time. Like you'll be learning about all those wonderful cultures and their language and how exciting.
I think I'm going to come back with a very strange Spanish accent, though, speaking Chilean Spanish.
South American and saying chico instead of pequeño and pieza instead of habitación.
Fantastic. I've been told I'll be assessed on Chilean Spanish, though, if I come back speaking Chilean Spanish. So that's a relief.
Oh, okay, okay. Your teacher will be able to distinguish between them.
Well, my supervisor's Argentinian, and her best friend lives in Santiago now. And I think she's there at the moment. She's going on a fact-finding mission to the university
Yes,
to
those.
see her friends. But she's she's full of praise about Viña del Mar and places like that.
Okay. What's the concert called? They have a yearly. You've not heard of a big concert that they have, a festival, Festival de Viña del Mar, I think. It's that simple. It's really, yeah. I guess it would be different at like I don't know if it's sort of pop music, or I guess now it would have moved to electronic music. Yeah, it used to be pop when my parents went back in 20 years ago or whatever. So I guess now it would have moved on.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Should go and do some fact finding of my own while I'm there.
Those sabbaticals are.
Yeah, this is research.
Yeah. Bibliography. I have to find a book that you can't find in. Yeah, I know all about all the tricks. I'll be doing something similar for my doctorate.
Really?
Well, if I do 3 months in a country outside of the European Union, I qualify for an international doctorate. So I'm looking for a reason to collaborate with other universities.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. I can also then write it off to study expenses. So, lots of covers there.
My only problem is I found out I'm allergic to pisco. I can't drink.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, my supervisor almost cried.
Yeah, that's half the culture there.
Yeah. So I'm going to see if I can sort of desensitize myself to it.
Bit by bit.
Do
you know what
yeah.
ingredient it is?
No, I don't know. I've got to work it out. But my entire throat goes.
Oh.
I was in a restaurant. It's like, yeah, I'm going to Chile. I'll have a piece to go sour. Bad idea.
Maybe it's the lemon or the egg white.
It was the only thing I'd had that I hadn't had before in that restaurant.
Right.
So I'm still not sure what I've had a reaction to.
You know that pisco's from Peru?
Yeah. Well, pisco's in Peru, isn't it?
Well, in fact, the Peruvians made it, but there's this big rivalry between the two to who originally made it. Have you been to South America, Ursula?
No.
Just to the north.
Yeah.
Did you travel around the north? Oh, sorry.
That's what I was going to ask.
I went to Florida, and it's kind of South America. There are a lot of.
I've heard that.
Everywhere, like you go into the store and they're asked like in Spanish, like.
Okay. Yeah. Like Cuban Spanish or
Cuban. Yeah. It was nice too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I guess it's such a big country, isn't it? Everything's just so different there. You can't really say Americans because they're just, somebody from New York and somebody from Texas is just completely different people. And what's the stereotype of people from Washington, D.C.?
Crazy.
Crazy? Lunch bags on their head.
I can imagine everybody there either works for the government or is like serious government conspiracy theorists
Oh, yeah.
out there doing their research.
Like a lot of classmates, their parents work for the government or they were from the embassy of some country or something. Yeah.
Right.
From the embassy from Pakistan or Ukraine, Turkey.
Jesus, what kind of a school did you go to?
A cool one by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Public. It was public school.
Yeah. God, that would be like life education right there. Oh, how exciting.
And
How
my
much-
class was for second language learners. Like I wasn't in English with American people. I was with foreigners, and yeah, I knew people from all around. Yeah, from
I see.
Thailand or I don't know,
Right.
South America too. Pakistan, Ukraine,
Wow.
Russia.
Do you continue? Do you keep in touch with people from different countries?
Yeah, some of them.
Okay, it would be a good network to have if you travel the world one day.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Thailand because
Yeah.
this girl, she was studying there for a year or two, so she went back. So I wanted to visit her, but it's really expensive to go there.
But it's cheap once you get there.
Yeah.
So that would make it worth it. I do a lot of translations, and a lot of translators base themselves in Thailand because they say it's really, really cheap. So you get paid, if you're a translator from the States, you get paid in American dollars and a good salary or wage or whatever, and you spend very, very little living in Thailand. So
That's a really good idea.
But
really
like, I
good
don't
plan.
work.
Better.
So I
Sorry?
don't work, so my mom has to pay my tickets. And
Right. Everything's expensive if you're not working.
Yeah. She's like,
Lucy, you could think of doing that. Like you could look into translation work because there's a lot of translation work. And then
Yeah.
you could base yourself in South America and get paid the pound.
That's not a bad idea at all.
You'd live like a king.
Oh,
Or a
that's-
queen.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm kind of looking more at interpreting,
Okay.
but even that's going the way of this kind of conference.
Oh, totally. And very compatible as well. Like those sort of things are. I don't do interpretation, so I don't know how much is done online and how much would be potential, like what percentage it is. But I do know that my translation work is 100% online. Like I don't talk on the telephone with anyone. I don't ever see any of my agencies or clients. Everything's online, and it's fantastic. It's really good. Not having to deal with other people, not having to have a boss. Like
Do you specialize in something then as a translator?
Yes,
like
I
different
have.
topics.
Well, that's how you get the jobs, but then they send you all sorts. So really, if you do specialize in something, people are more interested in you. Sorry? I missed your last phrase there. Oh, you've gone off. Right. Can you hear me, Ursula?
yes.
Okay. So, she's gone. Okay. She'll be back soon.
I have a cousin, and she's studying like translate and interpretation.
Oh, good. And
Castellón.
in Castellón, yeah, that's
Yeah.
where the department is. Yeah, that's
First year too, so.
okay. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of movement in that sort of thing at the moment. There's also a lot of work in teaching English and teaching Spanish in well, obviously not South America, but that doesn't pay as well as translation work. Translation is a good way to go.
Luckily, the final year course I can take is both as interpreting and translation. So
I was
get
going to
a
say
bit of
that.
both.
Yeah, normally those things go together. So.
Yeah.
And also, you could perhaps do like a year-long master's. I did a master's in translation, and that sort of incorporated everything, and it was a year, and it gives you that. Also, you know, the postgraduate degree now gives. And you should also look into trying to study in Spain rather than England, because the fees are a lot lower.
I've actually been looking at studying in Scandinavia.
Okay.
I don't really want to know what I want to do yet. I've got lots of little ideas.
Right.
Everyone else I know is like, I have no idea what I want to do, and I'm like, I want to do everything.
Yeah.
But I'd quite like to do a master's in international development.
Wow.
And their program in Sweden is really good.
Okay, and what would you study there? What does that focus on?
It focuses on sort of distributing aid in third world countries and how you can redevelop places, and you go a little bit into rebuilding on war zones and stuff like that. Okay. And then the course is a 2-year course with a semester in a third world country doing kind of field work.
Right. All right. And then you'd feel like you're doing something for the world as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I'm useful.
Awesome.
Yeah, that certainly changes things. I'm only thinking of the money.
Well, you're helping people communicate. That's the most important thing.
I'm joking. I am nice as well. All right. Okay, all right. So I have to go, unfortunately. So what time do we want to do our next exchange?
I can do Monday morning.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, great. Yeah. What time? Not too early, please.
Like today, or?
11? Is that too late for you, Lucy?
No, that's fine.
Yeah? Cool. All right, excellent. So, any plans for the weekend?
I've got an exam on Wednesday, so I'm revising all weekend.
Yeah. Your plans?
I have an English exposition, so I have to prepare it, and yeah.
All right, well, I hope you guys have time for a glass of wine as well.
I'll try my best.
I couldn't do this week assignment because I had exams, but I'll do the next one.
All right, excellent. Somebody handed in a song, and she was on a guitar, and she made a video. Yeah. People have got really creative with it. I've got a short story which was wordplay with Spanish and English and miscommunication between. It was hilarious. I looked it up on the internet and everything because I thought she had plagiarized, but it was original. Yeah.
Very trusting, aren't you? It's too good.
I've been in Spain too long.
All right. See you on Monday then.
All right. Excellent. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Ursula.